everybody. Welcome to Totally Gamescast. Thanks a lot for the help in the chat. With this episode 26, we're coming at you every Wednesday, 4:30 p.m. on twitch.tv/totallytrey. Gotta say all that stuff now, kinda, because we're officially published on Apple Podcasts, soon to be on other outlets like Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, other directories out there for podcasts. So with that being said, I am Sean S. Johnson. You can see that, of course, if you're watching live, but just gotta pop it out for the people at home.
Yeah.
Joining me is Totally Trey, my co-host. We're coming at you on episode 26, and what we kind of found this week doing our research for the show is that there's not too much new news. It's a lot of just recapping. The dust is settling on E3 news. So we got to watch a ton of awesome videos last week, and it's kind of funny. Like the last episode the episode that's not premiering on iTunes had like so much video. Like I was listening back to it. It's still really good. Like the last 2 weeks, I should say even. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna be after doing a lot of like talking about stuff that we're watching too. I think, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
But this is supposed to be an awesome show for the live feed and also for anyone listening at any other time on Apple Podcasts right now and more to come. So let's just dive right into the E3 stuff. Not too much fun stuff out there this week, so we got a little awesome tweet that somebody posted where we're going to talk about Game of the Year stuff. We have Phil Spencer had a hot quote, some Breath of the Wild 2 details, and then my boy RL Grime wins $1 million for charity. Dude, it's so funny how they did it, how they made that successfully for whatever charity it was. But what is up, everybody in the chat? Let's go dive right into Phil Spencer states E3 is not as fun without Sony. I do have to agree. This year, I mean, I think we really need the big three, you know?
This was just a rest year anyways. Like the new consoles are coming out, so like honestly, like we got our big games, and now it's like it's gonna be a shitty year no matter what. Is Sony permanently pulled out of E3 then, or
no? So what they did say when they pulled out earlier this year is that they're gonna take it year by year. But if you really think about it, they have their Sony Play, like they have their Play directs, like almost like a Nintendo Direct. And we now know like Xbox has XO, like they're doing an XO in London where they're doing more direct kind of style directly to the customers. Yeah. I mean,
I mean, cut out the middleman. You don't have to pay for a booth. Like, at least for this rest year, why not? Like, fuck it. I mean, it might not be as fun for the rest of us, but I mean, those directs do their job. And I mean, E3, not to be a big hater, is like a big commercial, essentially. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's getting out like some teasers and previews and stuff, but I mean, it's a stop on their like marketing scheme. You know what I mean? So, not too sad for me that they're like there's a chill year, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. And like Sony has like 2 big games still, Last of Us 2 and now Death Stranding at the end of the year, but Last of Us probably in 2020. We'll get into that. But Phil Spencer's quoted as saying he wishes Sony was there. Last 20 years, we've tripled the number of gamers on the planet. I think that's such a huge opportunity for us as an industry. For me, I try to look at things that create artificial boundaries to people enjoying video games. If you go to the store and you buy your kid the green box, and I go to the store and buy my kid the blue box, and they both want to play the same game, and they can't play together, I understand in a fixed world or world of in order to win, one of us has to lose, what the dynamics are there. But when the business is growing, the numbers of gamers are growing, it feels like our opportunity as an industry to get rid of the friction. So I thought that was pretty tight. Oh yeah, that's cool. Okay. But I thought that was pretty tight that he's just pretty much like, I want competition. I wanted to see what they had.
Yeah, I don't think we said anything. This was the CEO of Xbox, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, head of Xbox. Not head of Microsoft, of course, but head of Xbox, yeah. So, yeah, I just want to pose a question to you and everyone in the chat. So with 1 week removed, how do you feel where we're at like right now with that E3? I mean, you pretty much just said it, but
yeah, I pretty much have said how I feel. I mean, it's like nothing too breathtaking for me. I mean, I've got my excitements down the road. I'm nothing really jumped out as something I'm really super excited to play. Honestly, like all of the hate on Pokemon has kind of taken like the wind out of my sails about that game too. So I mean, like just like I saw this basically graph of the laziness of the model of Pokemon games, and it's just been a gradual decline. I mean, I'm sure those games are a lot of work, but I mean, to say that it's like too hard to balance and shit was kind of like.
Yeah. So let's get right into that story you had towards the end of the.
Yeah. It's all the way at the end of the notes. All right. So basically, where the fuck did it go, bro? There's too many. Okay, is 800 Pokemon too many to balance? Let's keep in mind those aren't like 800 playable Pokemon. You know, like a lot of those are evolutions that have 2 stages below them. Or 1 stage, you know, depending on the Pokemon. But the announcement that only the new gen of Pokemon will be like available in Sword and Shield initially isn't really going over super well on the internet. They're disappointed with the capabilities of the Pokemon Home, being able to get it from like the DS. What was the other one? I'm like, Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and stuff, and like. Just not being able to really use them, you know, which is kind of sad to some people, you know. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know about this balance stuff. I don't know how to make a game, but I feel like a lot of games out there are able to balance things. But at the same time, I mean, when they create a new legend in League of Legends, or champion, I should say, or in Apex Legends, a legend, there's always so much balance issues, or a new gun.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I can kind of see where they're coming from, but 800.
Yeah, 800. Well,
even if it was all 800s, I mean, it'd be like, it's probably doable, right?
I think it's doable. I think that, like...
Excel spreadsheets and
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's math, dude. Like, it's simple math. And, I mean, like, it's complicated, obviously, but I feel like if you're running a game, why not go the extra mile and make the experience super good for your old fans, too?
Yeah.
But... I think that it's tough. I think it's tough, but...
Yeah, I mean, I will say, I was looking at a lot of that hate about Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it's like, whatever. I'm 100% going to get the game. That's like one of 3 games I'm going to buy day one. Like, still to come this year. I don't even know if I'm going to get Super Mario Maker 2. I don't know. It just depends on how I feel when I get back from Electric Forest. I mean, I might not be in the mood to play games, you know?
You might have had a religious experience.
Yeah, I might have to swear off gaming for all time. So let's just get into The Last of Us 2. May release in February 2020. This is more, again, like that post-E3 interview type thing. A YouTube channel called Critical Role. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
They're not humongous. But
wait, that's a charity.
Critical Role is a YouTube channel.
Okay, I think they might do charity stuff.
Okay, yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I might just be pulling that out my ass.
So voice actor Ashley Johnson, who plays Ellie in The Last of Us, so it's like the main female lead, she may have spilled the beans. Brian Foster of Critical Role, the YouTube channel, he interviewed Ashley Johnson, who is apparently his fiance. They're drinking like this like pina colada thing out of a pineapple, and they're like, I don't know if they're really getting drunk, but she like takes a big gulp of it. And if you want, we can pop up this video when she spills the beans. But she goes like, she like winces. So I'm hoping there's actually alcohol in here. I mean, you can. It's in the notes in the doc.
Oh well, it's fine. I'm almost there. I bet. Nope.
Yeah, I would just. But she basically, he's like, you know what? Tell me when The Last of Us 2 comes out, and she goes, well, it comes out in Feb. And then he cuts her off. And I'm just like, oh my god. So now the internet's going crazy because apparently it already had some. Here we go.
Oh, a nice ad.
Oh,
for
perfect.
Wix, guys. Not sponsored. Not sponsored at all by Wix.
And they never will sponsor us. Unless they give us $1 million.
Okay, one more sip. Okay.
So they're taking a sip of the pina colada thing out of an actual pineapple.
Oh yeah, the pineapple will make you
I love
spill
seeing
some shit.
I love seeing a voice actor's face when they use their regular voice in the game, and then they talk, obviously in their regular voice.
I'm a very busy woman. I can't let you out of here without. We have to touch on, because we can't fully discuss. So let's touch on The Last of Us Part 2.
Okay.
Only because you're in the weeds there.
I'm in the weeds.
When's it come out?
I
keep writing on your Instagram. Every time you post a photo.
See, there it is. So she's like, I think it's coming out in Feb. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
But that kind of combined with previous leak where the internet's Jason Schreier, Kotaku's Jason Schreier, kind of like heard that, okay, so we're going to get Death Stranding in November. Well, obviously they can't release their two biggest like games of their this generation at the same like year. I don't know. That's just how it works, I guess. So they're going to release The Last of Us Part 2 in early 2020. So this kind of goes along with that. November's jam-packed, though, dude. We were just talking about Pokemon's coming out, Jedi Fallen Order. That's, I mean, anything tied to the Star Wars is humongous. And then we got Death Stranding, Call of Duty, and Outer Wilds in October.
Really, Outer Worlds or?
I don't know, man. I'm so confused. Remember 2 weeks ago, I'm like, Outer Wilds is already out, or
yeah, you're out there, dude.
Super outer.
It's a
there.
PC game, right? Or wait, Outer Worlds is going to be on like multiple platforms, I think.
Yeah.
But
2020 will be insane. 2 new consoles, giant AAA releases like that. But yeah, if you're looking forward to The Last of Us Part 2, 2020, February 2020, February. I've never finished the first one though.
Yeah, me neither. That's on my like I've got to finish lists. Like, you know, I played pretty far into it, and I actually cried in that opening scene, and I was like, that is so sick. Like, it's such a good like what is it, cinematic or whatever, but then like obviously stealth is so fucking dumb.
Oh man, I'm so with you, but I will say I don't hate it in this game.
It's pretty dumb.
But it's not my favorite. I just don't like I mean, I do like games. We'll get into it though when we do our game of the year thing. But basically, like, I like games where like if I screw up, I can still overpower the 7 zombies running at me. But this one, you can't.
No.
You cannot overpower
the clickers.
Clickers, yeah.
The clickers just won't die. And like, I mean, I've tried to kill them. Trust me, I tried to kill them a few times too, and they're not gonna die. Anyways.
Yeah. So let's pop over. Speaking of Sony, let's pop over some more news. During an E3 panel with Jeff Keighley, Michael Pachter, and Jeff asked Michael to say something wild during this like panel. And if you know about Michael Pachter, I only know of him because he's doesn't really get made fun of like on other gaming podcasts and videos I watch or whatever. But he gets like kind of like ribbed, you know, where there's like that crazy Michael Pachter guy.
No, Michael Pachter's at it again.
Yeah.
Crazy old man Pachter.
So this word is kind of dirty in 2019, especially after the 2016 situation. But Pachter is known for being a gaming industry pollster, and he makes bold claims, and he works for an analytics company, particularly like that deals with stock, and particularly like he makes predictions on Sony or Nintendo or any big company that is shareholder that has shareholders, so he can like sway the stock or whatever. But anyway, he just straight up says, I don't think the PS3 is gonna be around that PS5, excuse me, PS3 G's. It's going to be around that $400 range. It's going to be $800. After he heard all those like text specs that we talked about a few weeks ago, where it's like their own like hand-built SSD.
Yeah, like Wild Dog was talking about it. He's like, it's going to be 600. And then like, but it's looking like 800. That seems steeper than like, I was like 600 for 1080. 60 frames a second with like 4K capabilities. I don't know what games are made in 4K, but
yeah, dude, 8K capabilities too. I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, 8K. That doesn't even like.
It's
they
too
don't
much.
even make. They don't even make games in 4K, motherfucker.
No.
Like, what are you gonna do? Have like 8K?
But
I mean, you're not even using your 4Ks. You're gonna use 8Ks.
8K TV right now costs so much money too. I'll just buy 2 4Ks and put them together. Is that how it works? It's simple math.
Yeah, I'll buy an 8K TV to watch 720p streams on Twitch. Yeah, fantastic. Like,
totally. So yeah, he thinks it's gonna cost nowhere near that $400 mark. That's the sweet spot for me. Excuse me. But let's think back in time. Just really recently, in the last 2 generations, PS3 came out with that $600 price mark, and that was horrible. And then the Xbox One had the $400 and the $500, but you needed the $500 to get the Kinect. It was pretty bad too. So now PS3 stumbled, Sony there, and then Microsoft stumbled with the Xbox One, of course, as we know. Who's gonna stumble this next gen? Because the Wii U already stumbled and died. And now the Switch is like the phoenix out of the ashes. What do you think? If the PS5 is gonna be close to let's just say 600. Let's meet in the middle. There's no way the Scarlett's 600. They have to. If there's 500, they really got.
So I think that either PlayStation will fumble because they're not getting with the crossplay, if they don't start getting along with the other consoles for crossplay, which I think is a big thing moving forward, I think that they're going to be the ones to fumble. But I honestly, my money is on Nintendo making their next gen being worse than both of those.
Oh my God, Trey.
I'm sorry, dude.
How dare you?
I'm sorry. Look at this. So the PS4 5 already has good specs. Okay, cool, whatever. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Hey, at least we have HD games on our Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I guess.
Unless it's undocked and you're playing The Witcher 3, then it's 540p.
Dude, my Switch is getting dusty, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't had a new game in a minute. I still need to beat Breath of the Wild once since the sequel's coming out. But...
God damn it. Dude, you gotta get it together, bro.
Dude, it's like, oh, how many fucking walls can I climb up actually? Like, before I get sick of it. Like, how
I love
many?
it. Get to the top, get a Korok seed.
Fucking
Get
get
a
a
shrine.
seed, and then you're like, okay, I got this orb, now I need 9 more fucking orbs for anything to happen. It's like,
Oh my God.
it's like I can't even fly forever.
You know what? Lock
Like,
him up, everybody. Lock him up.
dude, Link's core strength needs work because he can only hold his hands above his arm, like, or arms above his head for like 1 minute.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough out here, man.
I mean, dude, Link.
Just because you've been lifting weights,
He
for the
moves like
last-
big stones. Those big fucking those are like 800-pound stones, bro. I'm sorry, but like he can't fucking like hold himself up with a thing, and then horses are kicking him over, but he can move the fucking stuff. I don't know.
I can only do like 5 pull-ups.
5 pull-ups.
Yeah, I mean, like, so if he's climbing and pulling himself up for like multiple minutes.
Dude, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
So let's just cap off this topic. Ars Technica is where I got this, and they're quoted as saying, one likely explanation is that Microsoft and Sony have been moving pretty heavily into services with huge percentages of their install bases purchasing subscriptions on top of the hardware. So that will pretty much like subsidize and possibly help this next gen, you know? If you have, let's just say you have the Xbox Ultimate Game Pass, where you get Xbox Live and Game Pass, and then you can also play your games on Game Pass on PC. That's $15 a month. That adds up. 10 times 15 plus 30 is what, 180 a year? That's a lot of money.
No, I'm like curious to see how much I've spent on WoW subscriptions over the past 15 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that shit. I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on that game because of that. You know?
Yeah. Cool. Let's move on to. So speaking of Breath of the Wild, good segue there. Breath of the Wild is being made because Nintendo had a ton of DLC ideas, and they have been inspired by a couple games. So the team developed Breath of the Wild, had too many ideas for DLC, decided to spin it into a full sequel. IG Anuma has not denied co-op, by the way, in this this is a post E3 interview, guys. Still getting that information out there. He also didn't deny that you can play as Zelda, so that'd be kind of tight, in my opinion.
I mean, if you can be chic, I mean, like, who wants to play Magic Zelda? Like, come on, give me a break.
I'd be down for either or.
I mean, I'll kick ass with her in Smash Bros, but I'm not trying to all the time.
So the team's they got inspiration from playing Skyrim, I bet, on Switch, because obviously Skyrim came out in 2012, I think, or 2010 even. So
I can tell you because it's on my Game of the Year
Yeah,
list.
2011. Yeah, duh, it was 11. So there's no way they're just now playing that, you know? So probably they all played it on their Switch. And then also Red Dead Redemption 2, that game, I mean, that won Game of the Year so many places last year. So it's not related to Majora's Mask, apparently. And he also said it wasn't inspired. They weren't inspired by Majora's Mask. But, I mean, the trailer did have those darker themes that, like, from Ocarina to Majora's Mask in the N64 days, so.
They had a bunch of that in Breath of the Wild, though, like
Sure.
around the castle and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, in a sense, like, they can stay true to the style of Zelda, probably more.
Yeah, and also if you were happy with Breath of the Wild, you are in luck because Hidemaru Fujibayashi, he is joining as the director for the sequel. So, same guy that was director of the first game, sequel. So, pose it to you. When do you think this game is going to release? All we've seen is that trailer and saying it's in development.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be this year,
No.
so probably next year, because I think that much longer, like, it's going to be irrelevant, kind of, but, so I think that probably next year, but.
So we should look it up real quick. Ocarina to Majora's. I think Majora's Mask came out in 2000.
Oh, okay.
After the PS2. because it was like a $60 or $70 cart, which back then the carts used to be like always $10 more, right? So I'm guessing, I think, wasn't Ocarina in 98, 97 or 8?
Where's this fucking? Is there
Just
not like a
Control F.
list? Oh,
There we go. 98.
Yeah, 2
And the
years.
majority, yeah. So I mean, they're already past their mark. That would have been March 2019. So yeah, they're past it. So there's no way this game is coming out in 2021. This is a 2020 game. So dude, we got Animal Crossing and Zelda set in stone next year.
Legend of Zordo. I'm excited.
Legend of Zordo.
Have you not seen that fucking
No.
picture? Okay, hold on. You have to see this.
So we're looking up a picture of the Legend of Zordo.
Where'd it go? Really?
Pop it over to the
Lord Zoldo, maybe.
Lord Zoldo.
Wait. I don't know. It's like of Jeopardy. Like they were asking a question like about like a Nintendo game, and then it's like Legend of Zordo.
Yankee Dank.
Yeah, Danky Kang.
Yeah. It's the best.
But
Moving on, a little out of we're still part of the E3 weekend. Like I said, guys, it's non-stop dust settling type situation. RL Grime and Kareem Airwax Bengalia win $1 million for charity. Let's go, baby. My boy RL Grime, one of the greatest producers of all time. Fortnite competition was like a pro am. You can feel free to jump in if you
yeah,
know the
it's
details.
called the Fortnite Pro AM, pretty much. So it was like one pro player, one celebrity, essentially.
Amateur.
Yeah, exactly. And it was to raise $3 million for charity. Pretty cool.
Yeah, so their strategy during this was to team up on last year's winner, which was Ninja. He teamed up with Marshmello, another producer, DJ.
How did they
EDM.
know where he was? Like, how would you know who Ninja was?
I don't know. All I know is that when they found Ninja, maybe because they knew his skin he was using or something, but when they found Ninja, they just obliterated him.
Huh. I just think that's a weird thing to say because, like, Ninja isn't, like, a relevant Fortnite player. Like, I mean, he's a relevant, like, entertainer, but there's, like, Tfue, who, like, Ninja didn't even break the top 20, and there's multiple games, you know what I mean? So it's, like, if they killed him one time, like, okay, what are they doing? Stream sniping? Like, I don't know. I thought that was weird.
Yeah. Well, it was. I think it was all at the Fortnite Pro Am like center. Like it wasn't actually. They couldn't have like stream snipe. So the $3 million prize pool is pretty crazy. 50 teams of 2. Is that at normal then? If you're doing 2s?
Yeah.
Is it 50? Okay.
Yeah, because it's 100 players in a lobby, like always.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So he's legendary. He says it was easy. He boasted after winning game 1 during the live stream. Simple as that. I don't know if it was 50 pros and 50 amateurs, but all I saw was 98 bots. Dang. Have you ever heard of this guy?
Yeah, he's been grinding for a long time. I think he's qualified for the World Cup. Yeah, he obviously is, or they wouldn't have invited him to an event like this. So
okay. Yeah, we don't have to go through all the game rules here, but basically they really RL Grime got carried. So Airwax got like 12 eliminations, and he got 24 points for himself. RL Grime got 2 kills, so they got 2 points. So they had 26 points after round 1, which is really high. But yeah, by comparison, the second place only had 11 points, and third through 6th only had 10. So they already had that 26. They were pretty much a shoo-in. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Marshawn Lynch was absolute. I want to see if we can find some Marshawn Lynch Fortnite gameplay.
Yeah,
just
dude.
to clown on him.
Yeah. So he was Ninja's partner.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch is Fortnite
gameplay. Come on, let's go. Show me this Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, here we go. Here's the highlights. We're watching live, guys. So I'll try to explain for the listeners playing at home. This is just the highlights.
Yeah. I want to see if we can find Marshawn Lynch, dude. That's like my. Who is Jimmy O Yang? I don't know these people. I don't know celebrities, but I know every Fortnite pro you'll show on.
Janina G, she does voiceover work for Star Wars games.
This guy's like the best Fortnite player in the world.
Tfue?
Yeah, one of at least.
So here's Ninja hiding. He's so scared.
He's like gotten a whole lot better. Like he's like really wanted to prove that he's like a good competitive player, not just an entertainer. But yeah, it's tough out here.
Airwax eliminated him.
Oh, that was that clip. Nice.
So,
this
yeah,
is so fucking blurry.
Yeah, I don't know what's going down with that. But all good there. We can move on.
Oh, here we go. Marshawn
wait.
Lynch plays Fortnite for the first time. Whoa, he's in the he's crushing, dude.
Yeah, geez, his first time. He's building like crazy.
Dude, this guy is out of control out here. Marshawn Lynch is a god amongst men.
So isn't he a retired Seattle Seahawks player? Or is he still on that grind?
I do not know.
I don't follow the NFL, so if you're listening at home, send us letters on Twitter about it.
I actually only take handwritten letters, so
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
even bother. Oh yeah, nice.
Wow, he's
Go
actually not
Marshawn.
bad.
Go fucking Marshawn.
So it's a duos, right? If you knock someone
Yeah,
down.
he already killed. He knocked one of the two that's left. I want to see if this is no way his first time playing.
Yeah, no way.
Sorry, Marshawn.
So we just saw him get a victory royale. There's no way.
Whoops, there you go.
So yeah, let's go ahead and move on though. Let's talk about some Nintendo stuff. Dr. Mario World gets a release date. You can join the waitlist now. Actually, I need to do that. It's only on mobile though. You can play on Android or iOS. Have you ever played Dr. Mario? Because I've played that a few times now. Not my game.
I grew up playing that with like my mom and like my dad, like Tetris and stuff like that.
I love Tetris, but I just can't wrap my head around the like. You have to like have them fall correctly too. You know, like you have to create chain reactions.
Way easier than Tetris.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not good at Tetris at all. I mean it, but I love Tetris. I just don't really love this game. So anyway, it's available on mobile. It's gonna be free to start, similar to how Nintendo's game plan is on mobile. Yeah, there's stage and versus mode at launch with more versus head-to-head battles to come. Game with over 200 stages. DLC to be released later on. So discussion point I have for you is they've reportedly adjusted their mobile games after their partner developers submitted the final product to them to make sure the users spend less money and get more out of the games. Reportedly, of course. I think Nintendo sees mobile as a source for income, but they mainly use mobile to, like they do with Universal, it will be in 2020 when they have their own theme park, a place where people can experience and use their IP to hopefully turn into Nintendo fans down the line. What do you think about that?
I think that if there's microtransactions, it's still predatory, and it's like it starts out.
What's a
great.
microtransaction to you?
So like, okay, like
Skins.
for like Dr. Mario, like for example, there's not a whole lot you can do. Like so, new side things. Kind of like Candy Crush, predatory, like live roles, you know what I mean? Which would be like an easy thing for them to implement, you know what I mean? So it's like starts off as a free to play game, and then you only have 5 lives a day that you can play with, and then other than that, you have to like buy more roles or something like that. I think that as long as they're making it a flat fee for the game,
Yeah.
and it's like a reasonable fee, and there's no like big upgrade to it later on they have to make, I think that it's whatever. Like a mobile game isn't more predatory than a console game if you don't make it predatory.
Right. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you're thinking back to when they came out with Super Mario Run, that was a free to start game. So what their definition seems to be with a free to start game is that you can play the first world or play the first like 5 levels, or in this case, if there's 200 levels, probably the first 10 or 20.
Sure.
And then you have to pay the $10 and you get the rest of the game,
Sure.
which I would love. I actually do like that from Nintendo on mobile. I don't really want the energy situation where you have to pay $5 to have more energy to play the game more.
Yeah.
I've always hated that. I've always loved the freedom to on mobile. If I'm down to play for 20, 30 minutes and just pay a flat fee and then play 3 hours the next day, you know, I would prefer to do that. But yeah. I'm not, like I said, a huge big fan of Dr. Mario, but they are meeting those release dates for mobile like they were talking about. Last couple things here, Trey. I think we're getting to the end here. We should totally...
Dude, we only are 30 minutes in, bro. We gotta dial it back.
Well, we got the Game of the Year stuff.
Yeah.
And let's just do this page here. All your stuff.
Okay.
Because that is kind of crazy. That price tag there for that Minecraft story mode.
Yeah.
What in the world?
The Minecraft story mode is worth $700 on Xbox 360. I guess each episode is costing in excess of $100 on the Xbox store because of Telltale Games shutting down, and basically the store wasn't made with the eventuality of DLC no longer being available, so they still had to like provide it or something.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure the nitty gritty on that one, but essentially you're not supposed to buy it, and it's $100 an episode on the store. One episode's free. So.
Yeah.
I mean, like, maybe, you know.
Does it have to do, so is the story mode, does that have to do with Telltale then?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's all the Telltale stuff. Yeah, I mean, why is it so much money? Do we know exactly why though?
Not exactly. So like there was some reason where the Xbox like either didn't spell out the fact that it would potentially not be available at some point, so they had to like continue selling downloads or something, and then so to like counteract like the actual downloads and to like appease probably some sort of like copyright thing, they were like, here's the price tag and you get X. So
That is so weird.
So
We're gonna still see like the fallout from the Telltale situation for like weeks, months, possibly a year or so, years to come. It's weird. There's so many like weird IPs like you're just gonna like lose. Like, not that I really care about many of those games personally, but I know a lot of people out there. We're huge fans of theirs. What's up with the Fallout 76 BR?
So there was the BR. I don't know if we ever covered it. It was just a wonky, goofy BR on the Fallout 76 engine. Still glitchy as all fucking hell. But I mean, that's like almost part of the charm of it. It feels like a super duper old PC game from when I'm watching, you know, and like there's all these like crazy abilities coming off, and it looks fun to play, but obviously not striving to be competitive or anything like that. So, but anyways, the game mode was scheduled for a short beta, but fan response was so great they decided to indefinitely extend the beta. So we might have a Fortnite beta situation where we have a 2-year beta, baby. Let's go.
Fallout?
Yeah, Fallout. Is that still in beta?
Oh, yeah, this is Fallout, right?
Well, yeah, but this is the, I'm saying that it's not in beta, but nuclear winter beta.
Oh, okay.
So I'm saying maybe we'll have a really long beta like Fortnite.
Oh, like Fortnite. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways.
That's funny.
I'm glad, like, the community response has been great. I'm glad to see people giving credit when, like, devs are doing something right.
Yeah.
Because I've actually been seeing this a lot in communities lately. Like, Fortnite released 2 good patches. Everyone's tweeting, like, hell yeah, dude. Keep listening to us, bros, you know, kind of shit. And, like, glad to see people giving the Fallout devs a break for once. I mean, and I've heard that people are actually getting their canvas bags soon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, soon. It's in the near future.
That game is going to be with us. We started the podcast, pre-release of that game, and then the fallout of that game, like, ugh.
It's going to be a meme probably for the rest of our lives, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I agree, though. We kind of talked about this and touched base on this, but, like, this game is going to be $20 for the non-Game of the Year edition towards the end of the year, if not less. So this will be a good opportunity for a lot of people to jump in after they fix the game. All those people that like early adopters, I feel bad for you, but that's kind of how it goes in gaming 2019.
Yeah, you got to be careful because they will take advantage of you if you give them a chance. So
yeah.
All right.
You want to dive into the big daddy of them all?
All right, yeah, the big old daddy. We've got a 15 years of Game of the Year segment that you saw on someone's tweet.
Yeah, so Shinobi602, he just posed this tweet, and a lot of people are retweeting it and then giving their own 15 years of Game of the Year. So what you do is you just say 2004 to 2018. You say your favorite game of that year. And I just thought that would be good for a week where we're just like really still calmness from the E3 craziness is just still hitting us. So let's just start out with 2004. You want to give us your?
Oh yeah, what about you? Like, how are we doing this? Like, are we gonna go?
I'm gonna
like
give
that?
the better game.
No, dude, World of Warcraft came out in 2004. What do you got? Pikmin 2?
What? Yeah.
Hold on, dude.
Time out. World of Warcraft came out in 2004. That doesn't sound right to me because I feel like I had friends
15
playing.
15 years of Warcraft.
That's what
2004.
This year is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
Well,
man.
it's just weird because I feel like my friends were playing that game, like Mayhem friends, since like in 2001 or 2.
They're
like,
probably playing Diablo then, or maybe EverQuest, or like probably EverQuest.
That's interesting though, because that summer was the summer I was hanging out with James all the time, and he would just play all the time. Yeah, it's crazy to me. 2004.
2004. It was a good year.
Pikmin 2 though is what I got. I love that series.
Yeah, I love Pikmin 1. I never got my hands into Pikmin 2. I figured it'd be more of the same kind of thing.
Yeah, it definitely is, but they do, like, that's probably one of the better Nintendo series where they expand. Like, you get new Pikmin, so that's obviously, like, new abilities, and you have, like, newer, different kind of creatures. And then in 2, I believe, is it 2? Where you can switch back and forth? Between the two? No, you're saving your friend. So it's fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, let's go to 2005.
Shadow of the Colossus. I didn't play this game in 2005. I played actually the remake, but I made this list really fucking quick. I made it 5 minutes, so I mean it was a game that really stuck out to me as like a great game. So I'll give it to 2005.
Yeah, and that's something I think is cool to like bring up. Is like there's a couple games on here that I didn't play during the year, but hey, like that's now my favorite game for that year, you know. So that's what we're doing. I never played Shadow of the Colossus. I bought it on PS2. I had it in cellophane when I sold it in the garage sale for $1.
Dear Lord, dude.
I have a PS4. I can play it. I can play the remake, the remaster.
I think I own that on disc. If I've got it on disc, I'll loan it to you because it's super good and it's not very long and like.
I know I need to play it. Lydia's also talked about it before. 2005 for me though is Mario Kart DS, and that is because I was playing so much Mario Kart DS at Mayhem, like in between rounds for Magic the Gathering, Friday Night Magic, or just like in general, you know, like just with friends. Like it was a lot of fun. Love that game. 2006, I'll start this one off. Gears of War, of course. If you guys have been listening to any of Totally Gamescast, you know Gears of War is my shit. My favorite game of that generation.
Mine was Neverwinter Nights 2. Probably 2004 to like 2009. I was in the midst of like a full throttle WoW addiction. Neverwinter Nights came out, and I was like looking for anything that was kind of like an improvement on WoW because I'd been playing it for 2 years at this point, so like looking for like any improvement. It's kind of like a D&D style game, and it was a really good game. It definitely did not fully satiate it, but I did beat that game in 2006, so.
Dude, I love it. You and I are gonna have a lot of similarities. Not a 5-year addiction to a game, but down the line I'll have some stuff. 2007 for me, Super Mario Galaxy.
That was a great game.
I mean, you can see right here, like out of the last 2004 to 2007, I've had 3 Nintendo games. Super big Nintendo fan, as many of you know. And yeah, Super Mario Galaxy I didn't actually beat Super Mario Galaxy 2, so I can't really put it on here. I didn't play it enough, but that for a game to tear me away from Gears of War in the midst of my addiction for that game, nonstop, 24/7 playing that game. I mean, I was like literally playing until 5 a.m., sleeping at school all day, coming home and playing from 4 till 4 again, 4 p.m. to 4 a.m.
That's like the struggles growing up in like high school and stuff, because like you had to like not sleep if you wanted to be hardcore about games.
Exactly.
Like, there was no way, because I had like 11 hours of obligations every day, like between swim practice and school.
Oh, yeah, dude, you were in sports too.
Yeah, and it was pretty brutal, but I made it work.
Yeah. And plus, dude, one thing I did want to mention too, Gears of War, that was like my first dive into online gaming. Like I played Halo 2 like for 1 weekend with the friends from Mayhem. But I never really had online gaming. I finally got internet again in September 2006. And then I got Gears of War for that Christmas. So it was like perfect. Jumped right in. Like high speed. I had like dial up still for like
dude, I was rocking dial up till like 2006, dude. Probably.
So how did you play WoW?
Dude, it was horrible.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely wretched. Actually, I convinced my parents had like got divorced like probably like 2003, 2002. And like one of them had like the fucking
256
bandwidth or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Or I don't know, broadband. And like I would like favor that house so much. I don't even remember which it was. But,
yeah. That's a tough time, man.
Dude, dark times, man.
So 2008 for you?
2008. Fallout 3? I didn't play that game.
That's what I put.
Oh, okay.
Yours is here.
Okay, I'm like, what the fuck? BioShock. Okay, I was like,
so,
what the fuck?
Dude, like that's another year where I'm like, finally, like I'm getting removed from the grips of Gears of War, like 2 years later, kind of like similar to you with Neverwinter Nights 2 and WoW. But like I played we're on 2007, right?
Yeah, BioShock.
Okay, yeah, BioShock. I played BioShock and I played my game, of course, which is
Fallout 3. Or wait,
we're getting mixed up.
Galaxy?
We're doing 2007 for
Oh,
you.
I must have skipped a year. I thought that. Yeah. Anyways.
So you had BioShock. That's a game. That's one of the few games I played that year. Like,
Yeah.
Otherwise, 2007 for me was all Gears. So 2008 was Fallout 3 for me. What was your 2008?
Dead Space.
Okay.
That game kicked ass.
Kicked ass, dude. Isaac with the cutter.
Yeah, I was sick. Like, I mean, scary games were not scary until that game. Like Doom 3 was like horrifying to me. Like I watched one of my buddies play that and like, but looking back, it was not scary. Like Dead Space, in my opinion, holds up as like a scary game still though.
Yeah, I mean Resident Evil, we have Silent Hill. Those games were pretty scary. I will say Dead Space is at that like jump scare goodness.
I don't know. I thought that Resident Evil, like as an adult, is just not that scary.
I was always scared to death of Nemesis.
Oh, I was scared to death of those games as a kid,
Okay.
but I just think looking back, those games weren't very scary.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping. Sup, Circus Clown? But we're going over our 15 years of Game of the Years. Basically, the games that we thought were the best over the past 15 years. We're about halfway through, so.
So yeah, let's pop over to 2009 for you.
2009, League of Legends.
Yeah. So you have League of Legends on here, kind of similar to your Shadow of the Colossus 2005. I would easily put League of Legends there, but I didn't play it until 2011. So I have Gears of War 2.
My buddy, like, we were playing WoW as fucking. I'm sorry that that's all I talk about now, but we were playing WoW, and like my buddy, like, got like the character list before it came out or whatever, on the Riot site, and like. I thought it was a joke. And he's like, we have to play this together, dude. And I was like looking at these characters and I was like, dude, you say you want to quit playing WoW to play this shit? And I was like laughing at him. It's like, yeah, I'm going to play Fiddlesticks. And like, I was just like memeing and so bad, but ended up playing it. Like it tore us away from WoW for a little bit. It was it's a really good game. Like, although I'm not as huge of a fan of like the matchmaking games. Like that being said, I love Fortnite, but like, games that don't have like progression, you know what I mean? Like where your character doesn't feel like you're getting any better. I mean, like in a game, your character feels stronger.
Sure.
But like you don't feel like you're. I mean, they added ranked, which kind of changes that kind of thing up. But
I totally see what you're saying. Yeah. So Gears of War 2, I went to the midnight release for that game. I played. Oh, I didn't even mention Gears of War 1. I played that game for 68 hours.
68 hours straight. Yeah.
So that was Friday at 3 p.m. when I got out of school. Until Saturday, Sunday, then Monday almost at 3 p.m. It was like 11 a.m. That's insane to me.
Damn,
What the hell is like? I was a crazy 16, 17-year-old kid.
I'm trying to do a 48-hour stream for WoW when it comes out, and like that sounds so crazy to me. Like 60 hours, like
68.
The closest I've ever gotten to like a 24-hour stream even is probably like 14 or something.
Really?
Like that, you know?
Oh, well, streaming's different. You have to communicate. It's a lot of different factors, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think that's probably still one of the longest like gaming sessions I've had, like nonstop, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we would have like LAN parties and shit that would go on like for like 12 hours, you know, but then we would actually pass out. Wake up, start again, you know, because like someone would be occupied.
Pounding food in between matches. Just like, okay, just anything shoved down my throat. Like I was not even caring about eating. But yeah, so that was Gears 1. Now back to Gears 2. I think I never got to that 68 hours again, but I hit like 50 something, which is still pretty crazy.
You say that because you never got good? What the fuck? I'm great. I'm so good at every game I pick.
Every single video game Trey plays, he's amazing.
It's fucking mind-boggling sometimes. It's just like I instantly like have this instinct where I'm like, oh yes, X makes me jump. And like
yeah. He knows that X is gonna be jump. Right trigger is gonna be shoot.
And I can shoot and I can jump instantly.
Yeah.
Any game probably can shoot and jump, minimum.
There's a reason why he's a streamer, guys. There's a reason why. So yeah, anything left on Gears 2? Let's see. The matchmaking was so janky, so broken. I literally just met up with like these like gangsters from like Texas, They just let me into their crew, and like we just started slaughtering because they had T1.
Sean was just a straight cholo for a couple of years because of Gears 2.
They were nutty, and they were from Houston. They just kept talking to me about Nicki Minaj, like just had started rapping. Oh, you listen to her new song? It was like Pussy Popper or something. Like, no, I don't care. Bubblegum Pussy Popper or something. I don't know. Let's go to 2010 though. What do you got?
2010, I have WoW Cataclysm, which isn't even a full game launch, but I
think it's good to have that.
Yeah, it's just in the midst of like, I think there's been 2 expansions between that. I played the shit out of both of those too, so probably one of like on the bottom half of the WoW expansions. Though,
so interesting to me though, like mine's Gears, obviously Gears 1, Gears 2, and you have WoW and WoW. That's not WoW 2, but like
expansions.
Yeah,
like,
that's so crazy. Like these games obviously had such a big played a big role in our lives. So I had just bought in 2010 my at the time friend, no longer friend, ex-friend, but I bought his PS3 from him, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give this Sony thing a whirl because I was really disrespectfully that my PS2 broke down on me. It's all Sony's fault, of course. The disk drive stopped working, and some kid at school tried to repair it and broke it, like completely broke it, even worse.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah, I couldn't even turn on at the time, so I was like, okay, I'll give Sony another chance. Heavy Rain's coming out. Is this like, story mode type game where it's like a really interesting story, and like all the IGN podcasts I was listening to at the time really talking it up. Man, that's one of my favorite story games of that generation.
Nice. I never even fucked with that. Is it like just like dialogue and then you hit A when it's like, okay, now I'm punching, and it's like, okay, now we're dodging, hit down.
Yeah, it's a lot of that like cinematic kind of like stuff,
Sure.
And the story is nuts.
I'm honestly a big fan of those kind of games. Like, I don't like the walking simulators, but I enjoy the story, like, action shit.
Yeah, it's kind of like the action sequences in, like, Uncharted or Tomb Raider.
Did you play Detroit Become Human or whatever?
No, so that's actually made by the same company, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's probably super in the same vein,
I played it for, like, 15 minutes, and I started to, like, fall asleep, but it was not the game. I think it was just because I was up too late the night before, but... let's get to your 2011.
Okay, Skyrim. No surprise there. I could chop things with swords. Skyrim was sick, dude. I remember, like, you could pretty much do anything when it came out.
Did you get it day one?
First week, 100%. Okay. Like day one for me, I don't know. I'm pretty lazy, but I like straight leveled my fucking character like to be like a sneaky two-hander guy. So I would be like walking around with this big hammer and then just like smack people and one-shot them.
What?
So fun, dude.
Awesome.
So fun.
Yeah, that's definitely a game I never gave a chance because we'll get into my 2011 League of Legends.
Okay.
It's honestly, so it is Gears of War 3. But all I was playing, this is when I moved to college in Iowa City, went to University of Iowa. All I was playing was League of Legends after I played it one time at Clicks.
Okay.
In summer 2011, I just had like in between quitting Come and Go and that month between like and then moving to Iowa City. That's all I was doing. I was playing on my iMac at the time. Yeah, man, that was nonstop. And then Gears 3 came out, which that'd be like for you to not get WoW, the new WoW Classic.
Because there's like some other games.
Because you're just so stuck on Fortnite.
Dude, that's tough, dude. Yeah, no, that's tough. I'm like having a hard time like coping because I'm back into Fortnite and like I'm also playing Path of Exile and WoW's coming out. I have no idea what to do with my fucking life.
Yeah, man.
Like
Jesus. Yeah, so I literally drove to Best Buy on the way there in Iowa City to get Gears of War 3. I'm like, maybe this will break my League of Legends spell. At the time, I spent like $600 on the game because I had bought so many skins. And then my car gets a flat on the way home. I have to park it on the side of the road. I walk the rest of the way home. It's raining. It's horrible. The worst thing ever. My dad's 2 hours away. The only person that can really help me. At the time, like there was some weird situation going on between my roommate and his girlfriend and me. So it was just like, ugh. Yeah, it was not a good time. 2011, that year can go fuck itself. So Borderlands 2 is my 2012. We'll do mine first, and then maybe we won't get out of order this time. But Borderlands 2, that is one of the first. That was the first game I would say that pulled me out of that League of Legends spell. Because, like I said, I never really got into Gears 3. Yeah. You didn't play that release year, right?
Like
Borderlands 2?
I don't think I did. If maybe. Like time flies so bad for me, and then like also moves so slow, so I can never tell like in the concept of time where I play the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So some of my League of Legends friends like said, "Hey, we're gonna be playing Borderlands 2. We've talked like with you, and we know you like it. You want to play." That's pretty much why it helped me pull away. So, what's your 2012, Trey?
2012 was Guild Wars 2. Like forever chasing the MMO dragon. Played through that game, got to the end game, and called it good. It was the closest MMO experience I've ever had to WoW. Actually, WildStar Online was actually probably better than Guild Wars 2, but I don't think it came out that year. So
interesting. Yeah, I never played that game. I still hear lots of good things.
Yeah,
right?
people still fucking play it.
Yeah.
It's like really weird to me because like it just like the end game felt so like not refined and like kind of like do whatever kind of thing.
And for
like,
a game in 2012, that's so weird, right?
Yeah.
Now it's like whatever.
It just felt so much more aimless than WoW once you finish the game. You know, like WoW, the game starts when you get to the end. This is kind of just like I was like, what do I even do? And I also don't care.
Yeah.
So I quit playing. You know.
Let's see. Let's pop over to my 2013 Game of the Year. Going through 15 years of Game of the Year. Pikmin 3. So that was after the summer after Lydia and I had just met. I'm trying to like tie like some personal stories to it, I guess, like to share why it's important to me. But we were moving in together, and I was like, hey, she liked Nintendo. She likes Nintendo, I should say. I was like, hey, I'm gonna buy us a Wii U, and I only did because that Pikmin 3 had just come out. Like everything else beforehand, I didn't really care as much about, clearly, because it's the only game I wanted to play. Love that game though. Ooh.
Oh, hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Ban Skank, appreciate it.
That's awesome. Awesome tag there. So what's your 2013 Game of the Year, Trey?
GTA 5. I don't think I played that in 2013, but I played the shit out of it. It's so funny. GTA is so fun for me. Just like ragdoll physics. Like I think that's something that's missing from games now. Like I mean, it's in some games. But like you toss ragdoll physics into a game and it just increases the playability tenfold. Yeah. I swear to God, like the replay value, because just weird physics shit happens all the time, and the story was also great in that game too.
Yeah, so. That's it. That man, I'm so embarrassed. Like GTA 4, I got an opening night or like release night, and I went home, downloaded it to my Xbox 360, or put it in my Xbox 360, played the first hour, stopped playing. GTA 5. I did the same thing. I bought it on Black Friday 2 years ago for Xbox One. Downloaded it, the 45 gigs, so I couldn't play it right away, and I never ever revisited it.
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's a huge game, dude. Hey, thanks for the follow, man. It's like a huge game, so it's like it takes up so much space on my computer that I regularly have to uninstall it.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just I've got a decent external hard drive, but it's just not enough.
Yeah. So let's move to my 2014 Game of the Year. This one's gonna be people are gonna be pissed probably, but Sunset Overdrive, man. I gotta pick the games. Yeah, I gotta play the game. Pick the games I actually played. Pick the games that I really care about. So that's when I first got my Xbox One. That's the game I played. Hands down, super surprising to a lot of people probably, but
dude, I love that game. The grinding was so fun. All my video gaming pre 2004 was Diablo 2 and Tony Hawk. So the second I saw that I played this game, I think in 2018, and I was like, how did I not know this game existed even? You know, it's so
kick-ass. Well, it's so cool that it came to PC for you.
Yeah,
for someone that doesn't have Xbox. Yeah, and the story was so fun, and it was so colorful and vibrant.
Yeah, super goofy game, super fun though. Mine was Hearthstone. I'm a big Blizzard fanboy, or kind of more so was a big Blizzard fanboy before Activision takeover, but I thought Hearthstone was a great game, playing to my love for Magic the Gathering, you know, and still the Warcraft fantasy at the same time. I played the fuck out of the first season of Hearthstone. Super duper, probably unhealthy, addicted. It was fun.
So do you have rare cards that do they have a legacy at that point?
So basically the core set of cards is always legal, but they'll still do updates to the core set of cards. So recently I think it was Rogue got a big nerf or something like that. I'm probably talking out my ass here, Hearthstone players, but looks sexy for a card game. It was a very sexy card game.
Compared to Magic Online,
dude, how does Magic not get it? I mean, they tried with Arena, but it's just still not as flashy and like as unique as Hearthstone is.
And Hearthstone came really quickly to iPad, so like, I think it's even it's on mobile now, phones.
Yeah, it's on mobile. Yeah, totally. I've definitely, if I get bored, we'll re-download it, play a Face Hunter deck from mostly classic cards, and like do okay. I'm sure that people are laughing at my card collection, but you know.
I also come from a Magic the Gathering background, and dude, that is a game that people were like trying to shove down my throat.
Yeah.
But like, I just never got into it.
Yeah, I think that you have to enjoy the Warcraft fantasy, or else it's pretty. Like, what is this? Why do I care about?
Yeah.
Like,
I
what
can
does
see
that
what you're
mean
saying.
to me? Like, you know, so.
Cool. Let's get your 2015 then. I love this one.
Rocket League.
Heck yeah, man.
I think it's like probably one of the most competitive esports games in the scene. I think it's a kick-ass game. Yeah, it's a kick-ass game. Just got bought by Epic. Good things are going to be coming up in 2019, 2020 for those guys. So
was that PC only when it released? I'm pretty sure it was PC, PS4.
I had it on PS4.
Okay.
Right at launch.
So
in
I
my
think
mind,
that's
it was
what it
at
was.
launch. So yeah.
That game's awesome. I bought that game in 2017, I want to say. Maybe it was last year, but I'm pretty sure 2017. And just played like 2 duos with Clem, one of our mutual friends. Love that game. I bought it on Switch, I should say. Yeah, great game. I love that choice, Trey. My 2015, so this kind of goes back to your Shadow of the Colossus, I think, where it's like a game that you love, but you didn't play it in that release year. That's Undertale for me. That game I just played last year. I can tie it to like the first couple episodes of Totally Gamescast. Oh man, yeah. And I love stuff where you can tie it to a memory. Like
sure.
Yeah, I love that game. Phenomenal. So what is your 2015?
2016 is Overwatch.
Oh yeah, 16, sorry.
Yeah, because I had 2015 Rocket League, 2016 Overwatch. Another great esports game. I was also playing WoW during this release, but it was a fucking sick game. I love that style of graphics. It kind of like reminds me of WoW, just like the Pixar looking characters.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And what really drew me in was the trailer. I was like, this game looks fucking incredible. And it's a great game. It surprises me that it's only a 2016 game because it feels so long ago that it came out. And it's already become so like irrelevant so quickly, you know.
Yeah, I hear you. Rocket League won so many Game of the Year awards too in 2016. Never played it though.
Yeah,
and that's a game that I should play as well.
Yeah, I think that you like the Apex style, like having characters, like knowing what your enemies do, kind of thing.
It's fun to know like the lore too.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the lore. I know that Soldier 76 is gay, which is super contentious to people for some reason. Like old gay dude. Who cares?
It was a gay guy.
Old gay dude.
Isn't Tracer a female in that game?
Yeah. There's multiple gay characters in it, you know?
Yeah, in like real life. There's multiple gay people in any given room. Wow!
Whoa, dude! Gay people, weird.
So my 2016, again, I did not play on release date. Stardew Valley. I waited so long. I was going to get on Xbox One when it came out, / PS4. And then I waited to get it to Switch. Like, I almost like bought it for PC with my old League of Legends PC that I was using, like just garbage one, just because I want to play that game so much. Huge fan of Harvest Moon series. Don't love the Super Nintendo look. I know that's like very contentious to what other people think with the Harvest Moon on Super Nintendo, but I love the N64 version. But I still love like that story where you can like marry, you can find stuff in the wilderness, you can have a farm, you can try to get funds by finding what's the right thing to buy here at the right time. You go to the festivals. It's just I love that kind of game. Yeah.
I mean, if you could craft swords and kill the townspeople, I would be in on Stardew Valley. But sadly, it's a peaceful game.
If I have to pick like a island game or whatever, lonely island game where you can't really pick like an online game that wouldn't make sense to the whole like
satellite internet, bro.
yeah. So I would pick Stardew Valley for sure. Got to get back into it, but it's one of those games that's hard to get back into, right?
Yeah, sure. Like you
Like,
have a farm that's like already going, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, what do I do?
Right.
Yeah, I feel you.
I haven't played since 2017 on my Switch. I just booted it up. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I have no idea where I even am.
I don't think I could go back to like to the desert island kind of thing. I don't think I could go back to not playing online games.
Yeah.
I think that having a one-player game that I was stuck with for the rest of my life would actually be the straw that made me fucking crazy. The straw that broke the camel's back into insanity, you know? Like, it's like, oh, I can only play Cuphead so many motherfucking times, which also happens to be my 2017 Game of the Year, dude.
Real quick, Wild Dog has asked if it's like Earthbound. Not at all. It's not like Earthbound.
Same graphics.
So yeah, same kind of like 16-bit, really gorgeous looking game. But yeah, hey, Earthbound's my 1995 Game of the Year. But back to Cuphead, dude.
Yeah, it's a fucking hand-drawn, awesome game. Like, fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like, soundtrack was awesome.
I like talking to you about Cuphead because it makes me want to buy Cuphead on Switch now it's available.
Yeah, $20. I've been saying it's a good deal for $20, assuming that you like to go back and play hard modes after you beat a game.
Yeah.
Like, I think that if you're playing through it, it's like 8 hours, maybe 10 hours. But if you go back for hard modes, you're playing like hardcore shit. You're doing like 3-hour boss fights, you know, like trying over and over again, you know. So
Yeah. It was just on sale, E3.
oh, yeah, it was on sale. Oh, well.
My 2017 is Breath of the Wild, hands down my favorite game of this generation. I mean, there's not much that even comes close. So yeah, I mean, I love that game. I've talked about it ad nauseum, just like everybody in the world does. I mean, even other podcasts like on about video games are like, yeah, we're talking about Breath of the Wild again. Like, it's just a nonstop discussion point, and that's really how like Zelda was in the 90s with Ocarina of Time. People still talk about that game.
Yeah, I think it's like the adventure game to compare other adventure games to at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the standard at this point. I mean,
That's a really good word for it.
So I think that we'll continue seeing things compared to it until there's another platformer adventure type game that's dwarfs it. And my money is on Skyrim.
So where would you put Fortnite on here?
I think it's 2018, right? I think that it released maybe late 2017.
Release date. Okay,
yeah,
so you have to. That's
summer of 2017. So I mean, I didn't really get into it until last year.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard when we do these lists, right? Like, there's revisionist history. There's like you can really change your.
Yeah, I mean, it's the game I played most through 2018. Like, it's a lot of good tournaments, lots of good shit on Twitch for it. Like, it was kick ass. But I think I don't know how we're doing this. I'm just gonna say Fortnite with a honorable mention.
Yeah.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. But
yeah. So that's your 2018 Smash Bros. Ultimate. Overall, a letdown for you, but
yeah,
still a great game.
I think that my expectations were a little high for the game. Okay. Like, I went into it expecting like it to be my game for like the next 3 years, you know, and like the internet shit really bothered me to the point where it killed my enthusiasm. And also, it was a super crowded directory on Twitch, and I was really hurting for numbers. Really trying hard at that time, you know. So I had to be playing other $60 games. But
so my 2018 Game of the Year is God of War. It was Spider-Man, and then I played God of War, and that's how I'm gonna do mine. Yeah, that game's phenomenal. I mean, if there's any game that comes close to Breath of the Wild for me, it's that. Storyline's great. It felt so good to throw your axe and bring it back. It's like Thor's Mjolnir or whatever, his hammer. I mean, it's really fun action game. But yeah.
We discussed Stadia last week. It was I think it's gonna fail. The internet's not good enough for it. ISPs aren't held to any standard yet. So I mean, only like zero ping fucking Tifus out here are gonna get to experience that in like high quality, you know. So.
The price is right for 1080p. It's free. But you still have to buy the games. You can't play the games unless you have an internet connection. And then for 4K, it's $10 a month, which isn't horrible. But people just don't have the bandwidth. Like,
well, it's a subscription fee plus game fees. Like, come on, dude. Like, I don't like that.
But the any screen thing, it just doesn't apply to me, really.
Yeah, it doesn't apply to me either.
I don't
like
care.
to be sitting in my dungeon, dude. Like, I got a dungeon for a reason. Like, it's not to play games outside of it.
Right. Yeah, so we made it past an hour with that discussion, so that worked out.
That was a long one, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we probably like could have cut that down to like Maybe not. I think it was a good discussion.
Yeah.
Whatever, but
It's just good to tell your stories, and it kind of gives people on our first podcast going up onto Apple Podcasts. It's good to have a discussion like that so that people get acquainted with your gaming history. So
yeah, we should post this separate, almost. I think on the podcast
YouTube?
because or maybe both, because it's like a good clicking point, kind of like 15 years of Game of the Years with us.
Yeah.
You know, and if they're like interested in like, hey, we want to get to know these guys. Anyways,
yeah,
just something we could talk about later. But anyways, thank you so much. Episode 26.
Yeah, totally Gamescast.
Chunking through them. Chunking them, dude.
Chunking. We won't be here next week. I'm going to be at Electric Forest. Hell yeah. Recording another podcast of mine, so I want to give a shout out to that. I haven't really talked about it much on here because it's just brand new. Talking about music, live shows, concerts. Going to a music festival next week. Going to be bringing my recording equipment and playing, recording that, interviewing people about like who they want to see. I mean, headliners are Odessa, Bass Nectar. If you don't know about Electric Forest, oh my gosh, I'm looking at the craziest thing right now.
What is going on?
So, is this really Super Mario Royale? Because this would be a poppin' way to end the show.
Yeah, no, this is actually really good in my opinion, because we can just like jam games. Get that W easy. I need my controller. Oh, I'm in the lead. Where's the sprint button? Okay, do they run over the guys? Where's the sprint? Oh, here we go. We're sprinting, guys. We're good. Oh, this guy's got fireballs. What a oh, we didn't end the show. Sorry. I'm
Sean S. Johnson. You can find me at Sean S. Johnson. You can find Fest Friends Podcast at Fest Friends Pod, like Best Friends Pod. And then this is obviously totally Gamescast, coming at you every week, but not next week.